Every eDynamic learning course provides teachers with support materials that are designed to give teachers the tools, strategies, and ideas to enrich the curriculum and expand opportunities, along with supporting course delivery. This is the tutorial on eDynamic Learning's course teacher resources. This tutorial will cover 3 key aspects to get you up and running on how to leverage the point of use teacher resources to support you in your instructional strategies during course delivery. After this tutorial, you will be able to identify where your teacher resources are located within a course, identify what resources are provided to you, and be provided a brief introduction to the intent behind each resource in order for you to make informed decisions on how to use them. It's worth noting that this tutorial will not go in depth into the ins and outs of each of these resources, as that could turn into an extensive conversation. If in-depth training is needed on resources, please reach out to us to learn more about our professional development offerings. So with that being said, let's take a look at the course teacher resources. When you first log into your course as a teacher, you are able to see the course similarly as a student would, as well as having access to resources and features that are only visible and accessible to you, the teacher. For example, you'll notice in the left-hand side navigation menu the different units and subsequent lessons and activities that students will also see. However, you'll also find at the top of this navigation menu is a folder titled Teacher Resources. This is a teacher-only folder as denoted by the briefcase icon, and this is not visible to students in their course. This Teacher Resources folder is where our tutorial discussion begins. When you click on the Teacher Resources folder, sub-navigation topics appear. These are your teacher resource assets to support you during the course delivery. The first resource you'll see is a pacing guide. Here, you'll be able to access the guide for both online reading or download and print options. The intent of the pacing guide is to provide an outline on how to deliver eDynamic learning courses in both blended learning and online learning environments. For both the blended learning and student-directed teacher-facilitated online learning pacing guides, teachers are provided a suggested time frame and appropriate pace for the delivery of course materials. The pacing guide's time frame designates the number of weeks to teach each unit, as well as the approximate number of class periods to devote to the unit components. The next item on the menu navigation is the Project-Based Learning Guide. As teachers, we know that project-based learning brings the real world into the classroom and presents students with real-world scenarios, problems, challenges, and rich tasks. The intent of this project-based learning guide is to serve as a how-to guide for teachers to facilitate project-based learning in their classrooms. Think of it as a lesson plan framework, so to speak, complete with the integration of Bloom's taxonomy, tips for scaffolding student learning, facilitating student higher order thinking, differentiation, a rubric template, and more. It is also worth noting that many of the blended learning strategies from the guide we are about to navigate to next can be integrated into this framework to enhance project-based learning. As mentioned, next on the navigation menu is the Blended Learning Strategies Guide. The intent of the Blended Learning Strategies Guide is to provide instructional methods that can be used with any eDynamic learning course. These methods benefit both face-to-face and online learning. They suit a variety of blended learning models, and they easily integrate into any course unit or lesson. The strategies develop students' mastery of course learning objectives while increasing student engagement, interaction, collaboration, and use of digital learning tools. Student use of these strategies also develops the skills needed for college and career readiness, including academic language, higher order thinking skills, content area literacy skills, technology skills, note-taking strategies, and soft skills. Furthermore, the strategies in this guide address different learning styles, integrate multiple modalities, and are differentiated to address diverse student needs, including our English language learners and special education students. Lastly, on the navigation menu, you will find the suggested answers for each of the units. In addition to auto-graded digital quizzes, students will be asked to submit formative assessments and assignments to be graded by their teacher. These include critical thinking questions, discussion questions, labs, and activities. In the suggested answers key, you will find the questions posed to the students and the suggested answers that they should be providing. Additionally, when applicable, you will find the grading rubric that was provided to the student to help guide scoring. Each of the unit suggested answers resources can be used digitally or downloaded for print. In this tutorial, you learned where to find the teacher resources in a course, what resources are available to you in the Digital Teacher Resources folder, and a brief introduction to what the purpose is for each resource.